Hey, what's up? It's Edward, and we're talking about niceness and how it can fuck up your life because, pretty much from everywhere you hear that you have to be nice. Be nice to people, be nice. Niceness is the best thing that you can do. Nice, 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 blah, 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 blah. And niceness is great. Nobody says it's terrible, but just like becoming obsessed with niceness is bad. Becoming obsessed with religion is bad. Becoming obsessed with work is bad. Becoming obsessed with science is bad. Becoming obsessed with love is bad, like love meaning sex. Becoming obsessed with sport is bad. Everything that we're becoming obsessed with, it fucks up our life, including niceness. Even though it's nice to be nice, but it will fuck up your life if you just overdo it. If you become just nice and you're nothing else, people gonna walk on top of you. People gonna use you. People gonna ruin your life, even if they're not trying to do it purposefully, because you're gonna be allowing them to do anything with you, because you don't give them any clue, any sign that they're making you not feel great. And one big thing that how it can cause a problem to you is when you're interacting with someone, especially if it's a new person. So when you're meeting people, when you're spending time with people, you can have two types of discussions. One is business discussion, one is having a good time. So business discussion is anything we do at work, everything that partners in business do, everything that is a part of negotiation. So the stuff that basically we call work, no matter what kind of work. And then the fun part is everywhere else. And there's two distinct ways we perform those two interactions. So when it's a business interaction, it is serious. So we think a lot. We try to communicate our point clearly so we get the best out of the situation and the person gets the best out of the situation. So it's basically negotiation, no matter whether it's a negotiation of a team that works to create, let's say, a particular product, or it's a negotiation between a business and another business, negotiation between a politician and the voters, the electorate, is that the word? It's all serious. Coming to interaction between people in their free time, unless we are talking about something like solving problem between one person and someone who's more experienced, like let's say a client and a shrink, like a psychologist, or if it's very clearly established that one person is more experienced in a particular field than the other one, so mentor, mentee, or father, son, mother, daughter, whatever. Whenever one person is more experienced than the other one, and that second person clearly understands that, and they seek help from another person, we have a third type of interaction between people, in which one person is basically learning from another, trying to get something from another. And then in that case, this person who is more experienced, he talks seriously to communicate a certain point. But if we don't have the business interaction, and if we don't have the situation in which one person who is less experienced admits that and seeks help from another person, the only type of interaction you can have is fun, which is basically obviously laughter, smiling, etc. But you can't do that without knowing how to banter, how to flirt, how to chit chat, how to shoot shit, how to talk about stuff that doesn't make sense. Your brain should be turned off when you are having fun, when you're not talking about business stuff or your personal problems with someone, or not helping somebody else with their personal problems. So whether you are a mentee or mentor. And the way the niceness can fuck you up is that when you meet a new person, or even the people that you already know, so if you've been nice for a long period of time, probably the people that are in your circles, or people that you interact with or meet regularly, whether colleagues or acquaintances, friends, or some people in common social circles, they may be polluting your life. They may be ruining you as a person, making you miserable. And they may not be aware of that, because if they are nice as well, they don't know that this is happening. And if people have problems, they have a tendency to talk seriously all the time. So instead of like resolving their problems, instead of coming to someone and admitting, like, hey, like to your friend or whatever, hey, I have a problem, I want your help on it. putting yourself in this position of an idiot, of feeling weak. Unless they do that, every time you're going to be meeting those kind of people, they're going to talk seriously with you. And if you are nice, you will not stop them from doing that, even though they make you feel worse, because they do. We cannot always talk seriously about stuff. The point of meeting with friends, the point of meeting new people, with point of going to events, to parties, to get-togethers, to some kind of family dinners, anything, is to have a good time, is to have fun, is to forget about work. And if people are not able to turn off their brain while they do that, or because they have so many problems in their life, or because they haven't worked enough, or because for any other reason, they're gonna be making people feel worse. And if you got accustomed to that, you may probably not even realize what I'm talking about here. It's a very insidious moment, but basically how you can know that you're a part of it is that you don't feel excited. You don't get up from the bed in the morning easily, just like that. You are not, it's hard for you to make new friends. People don't seem to like you a lot. People may talk with you, but you don't feel appreciated. You don't feel like they want to spend time with you. You don't feel like they pay enough attention to you. If you have this kind of clues in your life, if you notice having those, then most likely you are nice, and most likely your organism has been poisoned to make you live inside your brain, instead of living inside your entire body, which is where you should be living, because you are a human being. You're not a machine. Machine is just about logic. It's just about here, and that's the benefit. That's the great. That's why AI and machines are great solutions, because you can assign all that bullshit to them, and we as humans can start having a great time with one another. We can start having fun pretty much, all the time, or basically as much as we want, without needing to work. So the number one priority becomes having a good time, sharing positive emotions, sharing positive feelings, and people have to start learning how to do that. Yes, right now we are at the stage of development of our world where we need more and more smart people who use their brain to create something, but at the same time, we should never allow people who try to accelerate the pace of technological or any other kind of development by ruining lives of people, by making them miserable, by disconnecting them from their emotions, from their animal self. Because let's talk about IT jobs, which is like they're everywhere, and everybody knows it's like the most important jobs, and there's a shortage of like IT people and blah 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 blah. World becomes digitalized, becomes more IT, etc., etc. But it's great. But we remember the word balance. It's like everyone talks about it: work-life balance, balance between this and that, balance between exercising and resting, balance between meeting people, not meeting people, etc. Balance is valuable anywhere. So if you work too much, you become too smart and people start hating you. If you don't work enough, people kind of like you, but you can't create deep connections with them, just because you don't have anything to kind of, so they could bond, so that they could bond with you, basically. So they just feel good with you, but it doesn't go anywhere, so they don't see the future with you. If you meditate too much, you become weird, and you feel blissful and just spectacular, like you're on ecstasy, everything is so good, etc., etc. But people can't relate to you, because very few people meditate a lot, and you become basically disconnected from other people, because you can't meditate a lot right now. Imagine people in the past, like when we were living in the caves, imagine the hunters, they were meditating all the time. We would die as a species, there wouldn't be any humans. And right now we still need to do work of maintaining stuff that keeps the system going and keeps us from killing one another and just stealing from one another and doing a lot of nasty stuff. But at the same time, the world, people kind of are being coerced to work too much by being brainwashed. So if you put a person into their brain, it's very easy to control them. So if a person gets disconnected from their feelings, meaning that the person doesn't know how to have fun, how to, again, banter, flirt, shoot shit, chit chat, how to have fun at parties, how to have fun with people, how to laugh, how to smile, how to dance, how to sing, how to express themselves. If a person is not able to do that, a person has been put into their brain. And if that's you, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to convert you to any kind of different way of living. You can live any way you want to live, if you feel that if you think that this is the right way. But I just don't want people who live in their brain to regret that later on in their life, because these people become miserable and these people start doing bad things to the world. Because if you're not connected to your feelings and emotions, you can't possibly do good things. Good things come from love. Love is an emotion, so we want to give love, and most importantly want to give love to a specific person or specific people in our life. And so if we are disconnected from our feelings and emotions, it means we're disconnected from love. It means we exist here, and when we exist in our brain, we basically are in a stressful situation, in a dangerous situation that we try to get out of, because we don't need our brain for any other purpose but save ourselves from danger. Like, imagine a situation, you're in a perfectly blissful state, you enjoy everything that is happening, you're so relaxed, you're feeling so good. By the way, even people who meditate, they are basically in that state. Like, people who meditate like a lot of hours, and for whom it's like the most important thing, like people who are almost monks. So these guys feel amazing, but then they are, I lost the thread. Whatever. Hopefully you understood what I was saying. It happens sometimes, and it's completely fine when we lose thread, especially when I'm talking to a camera right here. So to wrap it all up to a big pile of things, so we could understand, niceness is going to make you miserable, because you're gonna allow people who are not good, meaning they don't act from love, they act from their brain, from trying to save themselves from a stressful situation, from trying to survive, and they're gonna take advantage of you. It's not because they're bad, but because their lifestyle, for whatever reason, whether it's their fault or not their fault, their lifestyle made them feel like they're in danger, and so they think a lot. And they only think about surviving. When we feel about surviving, we only think about ourselves. So when we are interacting with someone, we're always going to be talking seriously with them, because we want them to we want to convert those people somehow to doing something that would benefit us, like financially, or believing in our ideology, so we get more power. So it's basically about money and power, and these days. In the past, it was about safety and survival, but now it's about money and power, because money and power is basically equals to safety and survival. But so long as we live in the safe environment where people don't murder one another, don't kill one another, etc., etc. If we do, then safety and survival on the same level: money, power, safety, survival. So you have to learn how to be rude. Be fucking rude to people. And in order to understand when to be rude, because rudeness is not a good thing. Nobody says rudeness is great. Nobody says rudeness is better than niceness. But and rudeness is actually bad, and rudeness is worse than niceness. But what people identify as rudeness is when someone doesn't act out of love to cut the behavior of another person. So if you're in your brain and you feel very stressed, and you just react, like tell a person to shut up just because they make you feel bad, and because you see that they don't act out of love, they're gonna think you're rude. And this is why it's very important to first reconnect with feelings and emotions, get out of your brain. And we're gonna talk about that in another video, 100%. But basically you have to do something that is illogical, like and express yourself with dancing, singing, saying some weird stuff, just coming up with random words, trying to create connections. It may sound a bit weird, but if you get the idea, then you can already start working on that. We have to get out of our brain. Otherwise, we feel we're in danger, we ruin lives of other people, and we don't promote love in the world. Promote love, that sounds so weird, so businessy and marketing-y. So we don't spread love, and we have to reconnect with our feelings, with our emotions, and we have to feel connected with them every single evening. By the end of every single day, whenever we go to bed, we have to feel emotions, feel feelings, and feel like we have done everything we could with our brain, physically and emotionally. We worked as hard as we can, we exercised the most, and we had the most fun. And you have to be able to do all three. And if you are only able to do the work, then you should stop doing work. You should focus on sport and emotions. These are more important. These things keep you alive, keep you healthy, keep you loving, keep you normal, keep you sane. This is the second most important thing, even though we are taught to believe that work is more important than sport and emotions. It is not. We have to figure out these two things first. And after we have figured it out, which is basically assumed that we have figured this out by the time we leave school or university, we are supposed to have figured it out. But I can see that a lot of people, like most people, they haven't figured it out, unfortunately. And it's like to more or less, to a bigger or less degree, they haven't figured it out. So sport and emotions comes first. We have to figure it out. We have to express ourselves fully and feel the emotions as much as we can, so we're feeling fantastic. And then sport, we have to use our body so that we again feel good being in the body, not because that's where we exist. It's not just here. And when these two things are handled, work is going to be fucking fantastic. You're gonna crush everything if you do these two things. And don't forget to meditate, but we're gonna talk about that in another video. That was really weird. Video. I'm gonna call video from now on. It's been Edward. If this message has been of value to you, if you wanna talk more about this subject, or if you feel like you need a little bit more answers, feel free to text me in Instagram or Twitter down in the description, and then you can do all the other stuff that YouTubers normally ask to do here, including subscribing to this channel. Take care. We're gonna talk in the next video. Try not to hit the microphone. Ciao.